Hello, 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 everybody out there in Twitch land, and welcome to another Thursday night Coach Rivals Season 2 League of Legends game. How's it going? I got two casters here, Mr. H and Rick the Cleaner. What's up, guys?
I'm doing great.
Hey, how's it going,
I
guys?
know Mr. Hernandez is doing great as well.
And we got Patty in chat. We got Patty. We got Bingo.
We got
So
that bingo going. Get out your cards. Let's post that link.
let's do it. All right,
Oh,
we
yeah.
are about to go hit the draft. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap that over on the screen because it's coming anytime we see it. Yeah, we got a big one. This is playoffs number one. You guys ready? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I mean, this is the first round of
I'm
the playoff.
ready. Yeah, like this
We've
is
got,
this is gonna set the stage.
mhm.
Yeah, this is big, and we're about to get into this draft, so I'm pretty excited to see what's going to happen. Um, but tonight's games are the top and bottom of the seed, so we've got upset city tonight. If things go the way the drama lovers like, we got ourselves a fun one.
Oh, yeah. Anything could happen. I mean, 2 wins. You know, Spawner Baron's got those 2 wins, but they got those 2 wins. There's nothing saying they can't get another one tonight. It's not like they hadn't been preparing or anything, and they've got all these resources and ways to scout old Deathcap. I don't think it's going to be a roll. I don't think it's going to be a roll. I think it's going to be a good game, good match.
No, Robbie, what do you think? You've played both of these teams. You've seen them on the Rift. What's
Yeah,
your
I played
take?
them once.
So we see that
Definitely,
first
it's gonna
Diana
be
ban
about
coming in. BT dub.
comfort, and you know, if things are gonna be changing for the patch for the new patch, that's gonna be important. Like,
Oh yeah. You think we'll see
our
it?
team's gonna adapt to it.
Action's out, right? Action.
A
Never
little
gonna get
bit
that
of
right.
Yeah,
fan
he
action. All right.
he he got activated around like 1 o'clock Central or something like that. So I doubt anyone would bring him.
Nah,
You
yeah,
never
read a
know.
little bit about him. He looks cool, but looking cool doesn't always win games.
Yeah.
Sometimes, not always.
Maybe round two or the finals, we might see some action from action. We already got some bands coming in here. Uh, he looks dreamy. We know that Ronnie thinks he's very dreamy. But we've got the first three bands coming in so far. We've got Diana, Orin, Morgana out of the play, and we've also got Nocturne Set and Lulu. No way, no how for both of those. Thoughts on that? I know we've seen some pretty serious set play. How's that make you feel, Robbie?
I don't like that the Ziggs is up. This is exactly what I was
Yep.
going to talk about. That he immediately goes for it because that's such a powerful flex pick. It could go mid, it can go bot lane. So I would have liked to have seen some other picks left available. Um, because this is kind of getting spread across like 3 different lanes. Not a lot of like too important, but Nautilus Caitlyn picked up by Spawn Baron, very strong bot lane. But I don't think that's again if Ziggs goes bot, like that's not a duo that can really punish.
Well, we saw that Ziggs play a couple weeks back. That was just brutal, right? Just Ziggs popping off, so much damage coming out, and I
Now
think what
the
we've seen in a
Warwick.
lot of these matches over the last couple weeks is there's just a lot of picks that can go anyway. But seeing that Ziggs up and getting picked makes me think that we're going to see some high damage Ziggs play potentially. Um, yeah, and then I'll be asking you how do you shut that down? So interesting to see what happens.
And this Rakan is coming out. I'm not a big fan of the Warwick pick. I don't think he does enough early game. But the Rakan is definitely again. You're not showing if that Ziggs is going mid or bot. Very strong picks there.
Yeah, with that Warwick, they're going to have to be able to coordinate very, very closely to get those ults off and to pin people down and knock them out one by one. It can be effective, but it's also very difficult to do as a team.
And we did see that Scion come out. We've seen some cool Scion plays. Oh, they're now dropping the Annie ban on Flory.
Yeah,
They know they don't
that
want.
teddy bear.
They left it open for a little bit, but it looks like Spawn Baron prioritized bot and top. and they're going to leave jungle open. So we'll see what they do with that allow. It's a tough one to play up against as well as Mord. So um, yeah, I mean we really don't know, and it looks like Spawn Baron is definitely saying we're just going to take out some top laners. But you've been maining top, so that's true from Nishama, our stats man in the chats, stats and chats. We've got Scion 100% win rate, but how many games has there been for Scion? Um, so that's a stat for you, Nesh.
I think it's only
Two, four,
been
four.
two, okay, it's been 4 Scion games, and I think they've all been on the Shaman's teams. Oh, I wonder if that's true.
Oh, here's a Darius pick. We know where
Darius,
he's
okay.
going. Did
I
you
don't like
pick
the
some last
Darius
time?
pick. Like, who's he gonna reset on? Scion, Sejuani, Nautilus? Like that. I really hope that Darius does not get locked in.
Not a lot of squishies there, though.
Oh
Oh, there it's in.
Pick
It's
no.
off,
in.
pick off.
Oh no. That might be the pick that just loses the comp for them. Not a fan, but it can always work out. I mean, okay, I guess
Anything's
that's the
possible.
one. Vayne
Vayne,
is
yeah.
gonna be the one who just rips through everyone. They have been playing through their bot lane pretty well. So maybe they're just like, you're comfortable in Darius, just have at it.
Just be safe, be comfortable. It's there's been 7 games up to this that are all basically let's feel out a potential playoff game. And you know what? Sometimes you just got to say, I'm just really comfortable on this champ. I just want to be comfortable this game. And
Oh,
oh,
the Kassadin. All right, so if anybody doesn't know, Kassadin hits level 16, and that's GG.
the game is
Like,
over.
game is over. Level 16 Kassadin just uh, what
But
is
you
his ability?
but
Rift
you
walk
have
or
you have
something?
to get there first. So that's
Ugh.
the catch, right? So if Deathcap, now what
But but look at this
I was
protection.
about to say,
Nautilus, Scion, Sejuani. Where is the engage? Like they're counting on a Rakan engage. He can flash ulti what, like every few minutes, and it's just like, after that, what's left? It's just, please don't kill us after that.
it's gonna be. I mean, if Ziggs pops off and throws that damage, but we got a lot of stain. I mean, Nautilus can take some hits, Scion can take hits and then die and then come back, and Sejuani can tank. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see if they're gonna be able to use that first pick Ziggs. Do you think that first pick Ziggs just set Spawn a Baron to say, okay,
I think when it comes to Deathcap for Cuties, it's going to be watching Rogue Otters on this Rakan. I've played on 2 teams with Rogue Otters. He's very mobile. He likes to try to make plays around the map. He's always hunting. And so it's going to be about leaving this vein just to farm up, get to level 16, tear through two, tear through these heavy champions and Scion Sejuani. So they're gonna try to leave Vayne alone, which isn't the best idea against the Nautilus of Caitlyn, but they're gonna try to make sure that the Kassadin does not get that far ahead. And I think if they achieve those goals where Vayne doesn't fall too far behind, but also they push the Kassadin behind, I think that's gonna be keys to their victory.
yeah. So we'll definitely be seeing a. Oh, thanks, Nesh. Uh, we'll definitely be seeing. I think we'll be wondering what's going on in the mid lane, right? We've seen a lot of action all over the Rift in the last several weeks. I always
Mhm.
tend to echo myself to say bot lane tends to be this like pendulum seesaw that just kind of goes back and forth, but then the crack is usually in top lane, it seems like. And we've seen a lot of play in mid, but I think with this Kassadin late game kind of fear just sitting there, the longer the game goes, is when's Kassadin gonna pop off, right? Like, do you think we might see a lot of action in that mid lane with those roams to try and shut that down?
It's gonna come down to Sejuani hitting level 6. That's what I think. Is where does she take her ulti at
Hmm.
level 6? What is JDco gonna do with it? Um, and then I think that Cap for Cutie are going to try to play around. They're going to try to play around some objectives early on.
Yeah, so playing it safe and just kind of riding that out. Um, we
So
got
you
a
think they're gonna play it a little safe at first, instead of trying to hit them hard real quick and make that drive to 16 a little bit more difficult? How do you slow that drop to 16 down?
You visit that lane often. Now, here's the thing: you cannot lead the Kassadin alone. Um, and this kind of the benefit of Ziggs. Ziggs pushes so early. This is what I was talking about. Ziggs needs to push. He needs to get turret plates. He needs to start to use his ulti on the other sides of the map, on the top lane, on the bot lane. But once that occurs, once they take down that mid lane turret, they need to continue pushing, continue putting pressure, making sure that Kassadin doesn't have that time to level up. So Ziggs can push towers very easily. This is what I was saying. I think Deathcap for Cutie, they need to get the early Rift Herald so that they can break down that mid lane turret. With the Ziggs satchel, it's almost like impossible not to get a mid lane turret.
Yeah, that
If
short
you had
lane
the
is going
Rift
to have a
Herald.
lot of opportunities to just chuck that thing. And we saw in the last Ziggs game the use of that ult to just go distance, right? Using it for almost like objective control zoning. So, being in the mid lane, we should probably see a lot of that as well. Being able, like you said, to use that ult in multiple lanes and multiple spaces. So there's always going to be this threat of that long bomb. If it's up, watch what objective is it coming for.
Yeah. And that's what I'm learning. I've been playing mid this season, and I've played a little bit before, but I'm just starting to figure out how impactful I can be. And it's not always smart to teleport behind everybody. You got to do that at the right time, And if you can make that mid laner into like another jungler, and you're getting bottom ganks, top ganks, and you're popping off your ults when you're supposed to, it can go crazy really quick from those mid laners just going off.
Yeah, and that, I guess we'll be waiting for those missing pings. If mid is missing after 6, there's a chance that you've got a bomb coming top or bot. So,
Yeah, for sure.
um, I think now that we're talking about it, it opens up an interesting game full of some, tactics and kind of switch ups other than just laning and playing the game. So I think we'll see, hopefully we'll see some interesting engages. That Warwick's got that full sustain leap. Um, so I don't know. I'm curious to see if that Ziggs can pull it off. It's 100% versus 100%. Zion versus Ziggs. So who's gonna crack that first? Um, and we'll see as
So
we are.
I'm trying to look what Deathcap for Cutie has played in the top lane. They played Mordekaiser in their last game. Again, Set's been banned against everybody. But they did play a Darius. They actually had this exact same team comp,
Yeah, it's pretty
but
close.
swap out the Tristana with the Ziggs. And they've played this exact team comp before, in the matchup against Spana Baron. So
Okay.
Deathcat for Cutie has played this exact same against like substitute Ziggs in. Um, and I'm pretty sure that they got the win in that. Now on the other side, they Swana Baron had the Caitlyn and Nautilus, and the Sejuani, but they have traded out the mid and top laners for some better early game action in Scion because they had Ornn before. I don't think their top laner felt that comfortable. TSS trainer felt that comfortable on Ornn to really have that late game impact that an Ornn can have. So something a little bit like just charge in Scion, if you die, you're still useful. Like
Um,
so it's kind of interesting that basically these teams are really running it back.
yeah, and we are just now hitting the spectator delay. So we're gonna grab some water real quick, or at least I am. Stay hydrated. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Um,
Sounds good. Sounds good.
so you guys, I'm gonna get some water. You're more than welcome to keep chatting. But just letting you know, we'll be kicking this thing off in just a few minutes.
Yeah, be right back.
we are back. Now we are really, truly back. Now I just want to let everybody know that yes, I am going to try as hard as I can to get the skins up. Okay, and we're back. But yeah, just what were you saying on our water break? Talking about the Trist, the Sones, the Zigs.
The Sones feeding
Yeah.
to pentakill on the Zigs. So that's what. Yeah, I brought that up because Neshama called them out about how Sones fed on that last game. They still got the win. Let's see if that turns out to be true here.
Oh, didn't get it in time. Sorry, everybody. Someone's got a speed machine. Unable to get the skins up. I apologize.
I think it was Warwick is the only naked player out there today. Everybody else is dressed for the playoffs.
All right, gonna get all the fun stuff up in just a minute here. But thanks everybody for hanging out. Of course, thanks everybody for being here in the chat.
Oh, yeah, it's great coming from the Coach Rivals studios. And once again, this first part is always exciting to me. I want to see them run at each other and start doing something. But they're smarter than me and more patient and more experienced. And they do the honorable. Hey guys, what's up? And we're gonna wait for a start here. Here we go.
Now Mishka's had some amazing games on Enchanter supports, so I'm gonna want to see him like keep up the game knowledge, follow Rogue Otters, make sure like there is no like I want to see like a 7, 8, 9 minute like 3v3 fight in the mid lane. That'll be good.
Lots of pings coming in.
Yeah, they're looking in the bot lane.
Yeah, well, they know they're helping their Warwick out on this first little objective here. They're hanging
Or maybe, is he gonna try to get the pool? Yeah, he's gonna try to get the pool.
Yeah.
All right, so if anyone doesn't know, if you do this, then all the minions on the blue side will all attack the first minion on the red side, and then that minion dies before the blue team can show up to get XP. And so then you're gonna end up getting level 2, even though like your wave is pushing like for you, you're gonna end up getting level 2 before the other bot lane.
But they were very, 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 very observant. They knew something was up. Usually when you come down and nothing has been messed with, those two waves crash in the middle. And so bull didn't work, but that's a good strategy. I'm gonna have to use that. That should work in the high school leagues.
Well, it's actually, watch this minion. Okay, see, that's the level 2 fight. So they got the level 2 first, and you saw how they pushed up. They got very aggressive. But Rogue Otter, Shiny Ninetales, seeing that, knowing like they just need to survive, just backed off.
Yeah, we've seen that before. I think like a week ago or something, there was a level 2 get and a full-on engage in bot lane. So if you can get that and you've got the right team comp down there, you can really punish on that level 2.
And this always makes me nervous when I get this close to the tower. I'm always looking for a gank, wondering, when is this guy gonna come get me? So these guys right here,
well,
they look pretty
jungle
confident
movement
where they're
happening
at,
in the top lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no
It
vision
is
down in that
spotted.
bot river. So you would be right to be worried down there in bot lane. Other than knowing that they did leash bot side, so they probably feel pretty safe knowing that Warwick probably went top side, so they can actually do this because they were late to lane. But it's only going to last so much longer. But they do have that vision up top, so now Scion is definitely pushed in, so the potential is there.
The pool is coming in. The fights are going in. Okay, he's going to use the slam. All right, but now it's going to be about, does he use the flash? The fear is going to come out. Is he going to point the right direction? Yes, he's fleeing in the backwards. He does flash anyway, and his first blood going over to Coach Dubs.
Very nice. I like those top lane ganks earlier. Seems like we get left out up there, and I like seeing some love. First kill.
Yeah, but bot side,
it's going to be a little bit of a fight in the bot lane. Beginner's Mind going down to 200 health. Shiny Ninetales still pushing forward. Flashes forward. No, flashes away. Shiny Ninetales, though. Mishka still pushing away. Both teams decide to push back. They're gonna be okay with that trade.
What we saw
But
there was a ton of sustain out of Mishka on that Nautilus, though, just chunking all that damage.
yes,
You might have a
both summoners
jungle
use
fight
on
here in a
Beginner's
second.
Mind, so they're gonna look at where this work and the Sejuani are. Sejuani Jadico, he's looking forward. Shiny Ninetales doesn't know. Shiny Ninetales does have flash. The hook that's coming in, that's gonna be the kill. Beginner's Mind does get the shot into the face. The sniper comes through. It was a great gank. Mishka does get the hook, and Shiny Ninetales goes back to the fountain with the gray screen of death.
Yeah, I mean, gank for gank right now, right? So, I mean,
Yeah.
sending it back, evening things up. Spawn
Yep.
of Baron
You just
still
gotta.
has that little bit gold lead, but,
Those ones you just brush off. You're like, I was gonna go back to the fountain anyway. Brush off.
It was
Let's
my
buy some
time.
stuff, and let's get back here and
I was
do some
being
business.
weighed down by all this minion gold.
Yeah. My bags are heavy.
Well, they obviously weren't that heavy. He comes back with a longsword and boots against a noon quiver, but Beginner's
Ooh.
Mind does not get the have any potions. All 1,300 gold, including the kill gold, going on to the noon quiver.
We do see a bit of a shove going on. MG Flory on that Cassidon, taking some chunks from Ziggs, but hit 6 early, or before Ziggs did, and was being super aggressive there in the mid lane. And Scion now getting chased back out of lane, suffering some burn.
Yeah,
We'll
Sion's
see.
having a bit of a tough time up here with Coach Dubs on that Darius. I was pretty critical of it, but so far he's performing admirably. 14 CS lead and a kill.
Yeah,
Oh, the engage is coming out. He does have the ulti available. He's starting to stack up the stacks. The blood is coming out. The dunk! TSS Trainer is going to become a zombie, but that is not what he wants to be right now.
no, but we got a
That'd be
big
a
fight
huge
coming
lead.
just north of mid lane, though. Never mind.
Darius is on his way down to help out.
So far, that's a 900 gold lead in the top lane, but MG Flory, he doesn't have any mana. He is going to keep going in, so I'm just going to keep throwing out the auto attacks. The Q comes out. The bomb is just going to keep hitting him, and MG Flory is going to have to recall, but does have the teleport available.
And we definitely see a lot more vision in the bot lane as Mishka and Beginner's Mind have been able to shove up. They've got tons of vision there to protect them against that Warwick. And Warwick is just staying away, but we do have a Drake up and a minute to go on Rift, so we could see something a little spicy here with 2 objectives on the map. We might get that play you were talking about, Robbie, that Rift Herald's coming.
Yeah, and if a trade has to come out, I'd rather Deathcap for Cutie, like, just give up this drag, like, let him have it and trade it for the Rift Herald in the top lane. And it looks like that my Apocalypse is just leaving it. Yeah, they don't have the bot lane support. Their bot lane is just super weak right now.
Yeah. But they've got it all worded out, and they'll have a plan.
Deathcap for Cutie so far only has a lead in the top lane. All the other leads are kind of negligible.
Yeah, Ziggs does have that lead in mid lane right now.
Yeah, it's like
but-
150.
Yeah.
He's not feeling the pressure.
Yeah, we'll see though, as they said. Now Sejuani's coming back in with a roundabout gank
Yes,
attempt
but
again, but look what's
watch
happening.
the Suns.
Ooh, that's not good for
Loves the
anybody.
engage, but he can't. The flash in, Rogue Otters is gonna get them, and then JD is just left to die. Rogue Otter is able to get he didn't get the knockup, but did get the ulti, and all of a sudden JD could not move. Just stunned up, blocked up, and sent back to the fountain.
Yeah, not enough vision ahead of that tri-bush. If they had thrown something over the pit, over the wall early, maybe they would have seen that double coming in. No way.
Go down. The dunk comes out. Coach Dubs is just showing us, like, he can do it. He can play this Darius.
Fight for the dragon didn't happen, got interrupted.
Yeah, but it looks like it's gonna go down.
They're gonna have to
Maybe
get this
Still
up. Yeah.
gonna get it.
They should have turned it over and taken that Herald.
Well, so now they get the dragon. They can just go up and grab the herald too.
And that was a Mountain Drake, the first Mountain Drake of the night. That is brought to us by Mark Threads. Keep your magic damage down and your fit up.
Oh,
And with
so
joke, we've got to pause.
such a
Pause for sponsor identification.
Somebody's
man.
lagging on Beginner's Mind or MG Flory on Cassidon. One of those is lagging. I'm just gonna figure out their internet connection, see how that goes.
So what are they talking about right now? You know, they got one guy who's having to reboot, but they're also talking about, hey, we just took that Drake. What's our next move? What are they saying?
Look at the pressure in top lane. Of course, we can't move the camera right now, but if you look on the mini map, you see Darius on the top lane turret. Sion is super weak, and sure, Sion can ulti. He can still do stuff later on, but he's 2 levels down. He's going to lose the lane. He's going to lose a lot of gold. Now, again, I'm going to be critical of Coach Dubs. I didn't see him translate that into sizable leads into other lanes. He's just taking his win in the top lane, and he's like, okay, that's enough. But I want to see them take this Rift Herald. Darius, team up with your Warwick, take the Rift Herald. After you take the Rift Herald, because Darius is huge, right? I mean, you can't really challenge him right now. So take the Rift Herald. Warwick, take the Rift Herald mid, drop that mid, get the plates, and then Ziggs can get another plate, and then boom, 1 satchel charge, and that's going to be mid lane turret dead because of the pressure you have in the top lane.
Yeah, and that Darius has been pretty surprising. I mean, I've had my troubles against him. I've played him a few times, and once you start, especially like Mordekaiser, they're both basically melee champions. You got to get in close, and if you're getting close to Darius, you start getting those little blood drops around you. You just gotta go away or die. So he's been stacking up those bleeds on him, and he's been he's fallen a couple of times so far.
Yeah, applying a ton of pressure up there. Kind of mentioned early before the game too that that's where we've seen a lot of these, early cracks happen is in that top lane. But we're seeing a ton of pressure in the bot lane. We saw that good gank attempt or successful gank from Sejuani early on, and then they tried to repeat it, but not enough vision to hold it off. But that doesn't mean that Mishka and Beginner's Mind haven't been putting a ton of pressure on that Rakan Vayne combo down there. So if they can just keep that up, maybe they can swing this a little bit. But that's also where we see most of our highest level players in Coach Rivals right now. So not surprising to see those players able to kind of turn back around, just having played so many more games and matchups that they can, see how it's going throughout the full matchup and take advantage of what they can to come back. So we'll see after that huge double gank with Ziggs down there to get a kill advantage, if that can move things in the bot lane. But I don't know. I mean, we do have a huge objective on the board right now with that Rift Herald, and it could be Darius's to pick up if they would just scooch on down there with work.
Yeah, it's still not over. Still not over.
I will say, I'm glad the screen is kind of frozen here because you can see the level. They're all level 6 in the bot lane except for Nautilus, level 5, but very close to level 6. But what I want you to take actual note of is the CS difference between Vayne and Caitlyn. Caitlyn and Nautilus, they need to get a sizable lead. And I think for Vayne in the first 10 to 15 minutes of this game, you're not going to have a lot of fun. Mishka has Ignite. Nautilus has Ignite. Caitlyn's going to be poking you under turret. You're not going to have easy farm. Okay, yes. And unfortunately, that kill went over onto Rakan. So I feel like a lot of younger players and inexperienced players are like, I always got to be pushing. I always got to be taking the lead. But if you are in a bad matchup, like Shiny Ninetales is here, and I got another freeze, right?
Yeah, so once we come back, let's just make sure that we're all on the same
Yeah.
plus timeline.
So what I was saying was a lot of inexperienced players are going to be like, okay, I've got to be even, or I've got to be something my lane. But if you're in a bad matchup like Vayne is into this matchup with Caitlyn Nautilus, you have to be okay coming out a little behind. So 30 CS difference at 10 to 15 minutes is going to be okay.
What's y'all's timestamp, by the way? I'm back in.
33?
33? Okay. Same here.
35?
All right.
Just hit plus a lot.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, that and that CS lead is just growing. Sejuani decides to show up down south, just saying, "Hey, I'm here." Um, uh-oh.
Oh.
A little bit more technical difficulties. So
And
nothing
with
happened.
that,
Where
I'm
do you
gonna
want to spend
go.
that little minute
I'm gonna
there?
go do some dad stuff. I'll
Hey,
be
there you
back.
go.
That stuff. I wanted to ask Coop about this group. What's all about this group academy, baby?
Sure.
What's that all
Yeah, so since we're here, big shout out to two big friends of CR, Group. Um, oh, there it goes. Yeah, Group is a training platform, browser-based. It's where you can do reaction drills and mouse control drills. It's free to use. You can get your whole team on there and track your stats. So there's a couple of those out there that are kind of like Flash-based and kind of basic, but Group is working on making like a full team kind of progress tracker. And the other thing is Skulls. So we are partnering with Skulls. We're currently making a CR jersey that will come out with in a little bit, a couple days or so. Um, but Skulls is a pretty awesome jersey company out of Atlanta, Georgia, and they'll help you out with a full custom setup, do your logo, do all that kind of cool stuff, and they make really great jerseys. But they also do like a 10-day turnaround, which when they told me that it was crazy because when we
about?
ordered
That's
jerseys,
crazy.
it was 6 to 8 weeks. And I was like,
Ooh.
what? And they didn't show up until after the playoffs with a different company. But yeah, I mean, check them out. Skulls is on-demand printing, and they can get you all sorts of cool stuff and set you up with a store and help so you can help raise funds for your own team through purchases, which is pretty cool.
That's pretty neat. Yep, that's pretty neat. And that's one thing that is really making it easy for a lot of these teams to get this stuff. These online stores now, you don't have to have a printer or printing press or anything. You just send it to these guys, and they set it up for you. Send it to your customers, and it's very easy for things to happen nowadays, and it's just getting easier.
Yeah, I'm just laughing at Rozelle's comment about a sponsor that's actually related to the game. You mean you don't want a Honda? I got nothing. I can't even make that work.
And whatever it would always start and never break. I mean, the Honda video cards, the great gas mileage. They don't run on electricity. They run on, um, you know, unicorn farts or something.
Oh man, Red Bull Blue Buff. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I mean we're pretty excited about Skulls. The other thing that Skulls is doing is they're kicking back proceeds from CR jersey sales to the Phoenix Foundation, the gaming Phoenix Gaming Foundation, which is our little nonprofit that we're starting,
Yes,
um,
yes.
where we're going to be sending out micro grants to teams, and that's coming along too. So we'll have some more info on that later, but you can check that out at phoenixgaming.org. You can also
Yeah.
check out all sorts of stuff at coachrivals.gg. We got that sweet .gg.
And we are into all sorts of stuff too. I mean, it is pretty amazing what this group of coaches and teachers can just influence and teach each other. It's pretty awesome. Oh,
Yeah.
see, so we got Nashu, yeah. Preparation H for the Elder Dragon. I've been sitting here for ages and ages and ages in this same little cave. Need the relief, the burning sensation to go away. Somebody just Alt F'd my. Never mind. Preparation H for the Elder Dragon in you.
I mean, I didn't know we had so many sponsors. This is great.
I'm
That's what you've
making
been working on
all of
today? You've been scouting them out and hitting up the Twitters to try and get us some new sponsors?
I need to. I mean, I've got a few fictitious ones that I'm about to throw out here that are all excited. But I mean, that's one of the things that I think is also one of the cool things about this esports stuff. Is people are really starting to open up and understand what it is, and sponsorships are starting to come. They're not easy, not easy at all, but they are starting to come easier, and parents are starting to be parents that grew up with video games that all of a sudden have their own little business and want to support their kids. And I just cannot wait for the day when we get the stories of, well, that kid got to play varsity on the LOL squad because his daddy owns the liquor store in town, But we don't have those yet. But I mean, it's gonna happen, and I think the esports is growing, and it's just so exciting for me.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time. I mean, it's still a young sport as far as very public goes. In the last couple of years, it's becoming more and more public. Um, as it gets easier and easier for teams to stream and show their games, it's only going to become more accessible and exciting for parents to get involved. Um, I did just want to also add into that is it's not just the Skulls jerseys that will go towards the Phoenix Gaming Foundation. Pretty much everything that is purchased or subbed, all of that stuff, the Twitch Prime subs, our Patreon subs, all that money goes back into the foundation. So if you buy a T-shirt, the proceeds go to funding those grants. And so we're working on tallying up some stuff and working on the grant application so we can get something out ASAP. But that's what we're trying to do with Coach Rivals is, obviously help out the coaches so they can help out the students, and just working on all sorts of things to try and make it a better experience for everyone involved, whether you are a parent, a student, or a coach, of course, is who we like. We like to support the coaches because we think it's trickle down from coach down. So the Honda
So you're saying it's a coach diff.
I think it. Speaking as someone from Coach Diff, welcome back, Robbie, top laner for Coach Diff. Trickle
uh,
down coachonomics, indeed.
oh my god. So I'm sure you guys have analyzed the game a ton since I was
We
quieting my son down.
totally
It's been non-stop analytical
looking at
information.
stats and like,
In less than 10 minutes, Coach Dubs on this Darius, 3 kills and 4 tower plays.
I see that now too.
Please go and take this Rift Herald. If they, because they have wards around it. If they don't take this Rift Herald in the next 2 minutes, I'm gonna be very disappointed with macro calls.
That's what's going to be talked about in Rift Happens next week is how did they not get this Herald? Now you do see TSS is only down 1 level now. In the last couple seconds when we came back for a little bit, was able to pop up to 8.
Barely.
Yeah,
Just
barely.
hit it.
Just
Coach
hit it.
Dubs is on his way to 11.
Just there.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully these tech difficulties aren't debilitating. I had a blue screen earlier today. It was super not fun.
Has MJ Flory, did he say, has he disconnected? Is he restarting?
Let's see.
We had a player have some technical difficulties earlier today. I probably need to check on that.
Let's see. Let me just let's see if we can get some info for you folks.
Yes. Send a text message over to Matt. Are you live? Let's see. I've got so many clients, so many windows to scroll through. Let's see.
Keep as many open as I can at all times.
Yeah, so the more tabs you have, the faster your computer runs. It's kind of like it's like a thing.
I don't see MG Flory logged in, so he's probably doing a restart.
Yeah, so we also have another game after this one too. So we have, and that's why at the pregame I was talking about how we have the top and the bottom for tonight. So we've got 2v7 right now in the rankings, which is Deathcap at 2, number 2 seed, and Spawn and Baron at the number 7. And then the game after this is Team Tragesty up against Imyordles. And so we've got kind of like an upset city tonight. We've got some reschedules coming in for later this week. I think Coach Diff, we're getting you settled out for sometime next week maybe. So we might have some off night games coming in to finish out this first round of the playoffs. But yeah, once this game finishes up and we get into the second one, we'll who knows? The number 1 seed may move on, the number 2 seed may move on, or we might have 2 major upsets tonight. It's always exciting.
That could always happen. Like the upsets, especially when you've had might have had a hard season, might have had a few things, not go your way, and sometimes it's just one team fight away from winning a match. And hopefully all those things fall together for whoever wins tonight.
Yeah, we'll see. And um, we are only 10 minutes into this one, and we've really only seen we've talked about that top lane. Darius able to get those 3 kills on that Scion. But it would be interesting to see, if that turns into, it's probably going to turn into this first turret. It looks like it's pretty low, but League of Legends is a lot about capitalizing on your openings, and so if they can turn that advantage up top and move it around the map, in the solo world, sometimes that just means you get just lane brain, and you don't move around. How can you open that up and keep that movement going? And the other side of this is, the question for you, Robbie, is how do you change as Spawn and Baron, like in this position? Like, where can you see some potential for them to kind of do the same? How would you react as Spawn and Baron to this current game situation?
I would honestly say that it's going to be up to the Sejuani. They have a game plan to play through the bot lane, but the bot lane is going to get a lead regardless of anyone goes down there. So they're expecting that. So I think if they kind of go top, this is a 300 gold shutdown. Get that onto MG Flori on Cassidon. That's going to help alleviate some of his early game weaknesses. So the 3 of those two, Scion, Cassidon, and Sejuani, can make a play in the top lane. I think that'll alleviate some of the weaknesses that they have.
So jungle diff.
Jungle diff.
So it's just all about diffs.
And there's just diffs all around. I mean, it's just right now, hard to tell. But 5 minutes more into the game, we might be able to see what happened.
Yeah, we're just getting looking at some updates on what's going on. Looks like we just still have some random acts of technical bug difficulty. Looks like possibly with the client. Patty asked what happens when the pause timer runs out. Well, the game ends.
I think actually, no, the game continues, but you
The
can't
game just
pause.
goes. Oh, that's right.
Oh, there is a
we're back in.
reconnection.
The game, actually, that's a great question. I have actually no idea, Patty. I just made that up. So I think that's as much time as you get in a game to pause. After that, there is no more pausability.
Well, let's find out. Let's just wait.
Yeah.
Let's just see. We got 12, 36, 35.
But we should be getting back in, and we just saw that Cassidon
Any second now, we
reconnected.
should get
So
back to that rift action.
there we go. All right.
As our question marks all coming up.
Research purposes, indeed.
As you were saying, the next match is going to start in like 5 minutes. So
Stay tuned for Simulcast League of Legends. Yeah, we shall see. We will cross that bridge. Oh, we're crossing that bridge right now.
And the plans have been made. They know they're going
yeah,
for
I
this
think they
rift
were
barrel.
listening to the stream because Sejuani stopped pathing bot and we went back to the jungle.
You know.
Like, okay, we know what to do. Let's do it. Let's see what. Oh.
Riot client spaghetti code coming in quick with a pause. Not from any one player, but there we go.
No, that was just a hiccup.
Little
Yeah.
slow.
I'm at 10,
Okay.
10, 17, 18, 19.
Yeah,
Okay.
I am.
So
21.
Flori's back, but Flori is looking super low in the mid lane. Sejuani is now chilling in that river. We just saw a big back from bot lane. And it's like Warwick is getting some scuttle and looking to maybe get some of that Rift Herald action that we had talked about. As Rakan is now up there as well. So a lot of movement on the board right now. Rakan and Sejuani in the mid lane.
And they know they're going there. They might try to interrupt.
A little dive action.
Definitely protecting Warwick so he can get
They're
the
fighting
Rift
for this
Herald.
Rift Herald, just like I said.
Got it.
As Warwick takes it, pathing up top. Darius coming in to challenge Cyan in the tri-bush over some wards, highly contentious wards. So we'll see. Warwick's got that rift. So we'll start seeing where they're motioning and moving around. Yeah, that's a game changer. I mean, they got the first Drake and they got that first that Rift Herald.
Yeah, so they're just taking objectives, and that's just part of the game. Get your game plan, take a few objectives, pick a lane.
Now the question here is, do you use it top or do you send it mid?
You gotta go mid. Top's, almost dead. Top is, you got a good push. You can knock top out.
Beginner's Mind getting chunked down pretty hard, and that's going to go down. Shiny Ninetales taking out Beginner's Mind. So Vayne getting that kill in the bot lane, and Ping's coming out.
They're just too slow to answer the moves. They needed to move to the top lane. They were too slow. They were late to that. They were too slow returning back to the bot lane, and Rogue Otters beat them to it and gets the kill.
Yeah, so definitely opens things up in the bot. Scion returning. Darius looks like doing a little bit of roam. MG Flory doing a big chunk onto Sones. But that damage is going to start coming out from that Ziggs. Oh, the hook coming in from Mishka. And that is going to be Shiny Ninetales.
Oh, but the ulti is also
BAM!
Beginner's Mind, they're downtown.
Oh my goodness.
I hope I didn't just wake up my daughter with that. That was so exciting. I saw that laser sight coming in, and that was just some clutch play from Beginner's Mind on probably the last pixel.
Well, Mishka just did so much damage.
Super chunks.
We see the ulti from Caitlyn, but that doesn't even matter. Mishka just goes in and just lands all of his stuff, and it's just it's
big massive
dead
hook. Massive hook coming in to just shut down the Vayne.
And
so yeah, setting up. Now Caitlyn and Nautilus able to push in. Got lots of double wards down there, so both teams know what's going on.
Oh wow, is this Rift Herald into the mid lane?
There it comes. That wasn't a hard call.
But here comes Nautilus, here comes Sejuani.
And you see the icon? It's already ready to fall. The one satchel charge, and that thing is donezo.
Oh yeah. So we've
He's just gonna push out. That's first turret mid lane.
Advantage in the middle.
Oh, back and back off.
And
now
if you went 2 out of 3 lanes, things are looking pretty good for you.
Yeah, in this bot lane, they've just been kind of battling it out in lane. A little bit of the blue towers down. But not much.
Oh, you can just see TSS Trainer just doesn't care about the trades anymore.
Oh, he's just shaking them off.
What was that question?
Oh, flash forward from Mishka. He has no flash now, misses the hook, and now also Zones is here. This
Everybody's here.
But Shiny Ninetales does get the kill onto Beginner's Mind, and Zones also gets the kill onto Mishka, and that is going to be when Dragon is available. But on the opposite side of the map, they're going to give him Drag. Going to have to look for a play into the top side. He's level 11. He has the ulti available. Pull in on TSS Trainer. TSS Trainer charges up. He does get him knocked up. Coach Dubs is going to ghost around, but he goes unstoppable. Here comes the 2-2 trade and the punch. He got punched into the ground.
So turning things around.
Steamrolled him. A little bit of trade-off there, They got that dragon and that excitement up top, just back to back, But and he's gonna take a little bit off his tower, get a little bit of payback, but his tower is almost destroyed.
That Tokyo drift for that shutdown.
Nice.
And in the meantime, Rogue Otters took the mid lane turret.
Yeah. Rogue Otters on that Rogue Rakan. Moving around, just like you talked about earlier too, being mobile. We've seen Rakan moving all over the place and being in a lot of different spaces, as once again we see Rogue Otters up in the top lane now. So not afraid to move. Zones up in the top lane. So they've opened up that mid, which is, if you can crack that mid tower, then
All Stones has to do is throw a satchel up on that
Yeah.
top tower. That thing's gonna go down.
seeing a lot of action again. Another wave pushing in here in the bot lane. No one's really there to defend this, as Shiny Ninetales is just on their own.
Yeah.
We'll see if they can get this turret here.
This is definitely gonna be a turret down, but is Shiny Ninetales gonna hang out?
I don't
This
know.
is, I don't know what he's thinking. This is gonna be. That's gonna be 2 turret shots. He's
No
dead.
way!
They never killed the turret, and now he's down.
They
The
unfocused.
stun, the
Tower
stun just
kill.
lasted long enough.
That tower kill.
And now Mishka's on the wrong side of this, and this is gonna be a dead
Oh,
not
that's
only-
sad. Satchel.
Gosh, 2 in a row. Tower kill and a 4-man on 1 gank. Especially if you had Group, that wouldn't have happened.
So is that what I've been missing?
I mean, maybe. Group will help you with some reaction times and some mouse control.
There were some
Uh,
misclicks there.
There's definitely a little bit of clicking that.
It could
Group
have
double
gone the
kill.
other way.
Oh no, now Jadigo is gonna have a bad time. Can't even farm his Gwomp. Now you gotta be saying whoop. Oh, beginner's mind says I'll help you out. Just takes it for himself.
Do what you gotta do. So a lot of
Oh,
action down there
no,
on the
the-
bot side. Big
There are a
pitch
lot
coming
of
in.
people down here. This is 5 down here. All right, this is
TP.
gonna be a 5v5 into the bot lane. The ulti from Jadico is already out. That's not where he wants to put it. They are gonna push him back, but I don't think they can fight for this. This is not the fight that you're looking for, but they can engage. The flash away from Stones, but he's unstoppable. Everyone's going to the choo-choo train. Jones is going to be the sacrificial lamb. Oh, but the big kill, but he still goes down. Apocalypse is over on the right side. Mishka, watch Shiny Ninetales. He ults in, but he can't. There's too much protection for beginner's mind. Shiny Ninetales, is he going to be able to get out? G Flurry is here.
Engage, but the hook goes nope.
Can keep ulting, He's level 11, 5 levels away from where he needs to be, but Rogue Otters is now out of mana. You already lost your turret down here. Where you going? Rogue Otters are going to go to tier 2 turret. They do get out. They usher him out. But in the meantime,
But Ziggs is dead.
Stones is going to go back up to the top lane. He's like, I'm out of here, guys.
Yeah, this is crazy. I gotta run.
Yeah, they were on the run, and they did some good zigging and zagging. They blew all their QWEs, everything, to get away from that, and that just makes you want to reset, take a deep breath. Let's go. Looks like they're gonna go. Was that Riftail or is it Baron yet?
We are at should be at Baron now. The 18 minute, right?
Almost.
Yeah,
Here's the
1
last
minute to
drift.
go. Can they get it in time? Is the question. We've seen a couple of these attempts late game rifts. Looks like a big fight, or no big fight, as they're going to try to take this one down. They're going to let it happen, and that is going to be a big advantage for Deathcap for Cutie. Getting another
They
one
got
of
it.
those in the pocket.
Rift Herald today brought to you by Corrupting Potion. For that level 1 action, burn them with Corrupting Potion.
Never leave Fountain without it.
Never leave.
Oh, a
Oh,
big
the
hook
good
coming
squad's
in.
coming out. The ulti coming out from beginner's mind. Rogue Otters is going down. 30 health, and Mishka with the ignite gets the kill.
Can't get caught alone sometimes. Well, time to group up as team fight time from here on out.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely changes things. Now, they definitely have that rift in the pocket, as you can see over in Warwick again. But they're starting to move around as a group now. We know that Drake is coming in 8 seconds. I mean, it's almost... Warwick almost doesn't have a spot to put rift to cause pressure right now. To take away from the Drake, but... We did see Ziggs drop that ult, so the Ziggs ult
Ziggs
is
needs to be
out.
careful. Oh, no,
Yeah.
the hook comes in, and Stones is going to go down. Entry Flurry does get the
My
kill. Coach
goodness.
Dubs is going to follow. He's down at 100 health. The ulti comes out. He's healing over on the ward, but Mishka does get a second kill.
Gotta get out of there.
The flashes away from the Shiny Ninetales, but they are so healthy. And that's going to be third Drake.
Man,
We'll see. They're
They're
sticking
coming
around
back
clearing this
into
wave.
this.
They better get out of there.
The
Just let-
tanks
just
are coming
Yeah.
through.
the
let it
tanks are
happen.
insane. I love those under tower plays where you just don't know what's gonna happen. The blue bars are sinking, the red bars are sinking, and now they just get it this straight.
We'll see. We'll see. It's not over yet. Now that what was interesting is that Darius would not go down. Oh, the TP coming in, so big TP play action. Ziggs is here. Ziggs has that ult.
Yes. Can he get in before they engage on him?
That's the
I
question.
think they're
There
gonna
it
get
goes.
out. Yeah, it hasn't done enough. Rogue Otters he's looking. He's got the speed. Shiny Ninetales is also there, but they're here to escort President Beginner's Mind out of here.
Very done. Got the Drake and out of there.
All right, let's do a gold check real quick.
Gold Tracker
So,
brought to you
yes.
by.
Yeah,
Gold
who's just
checker.
brought?
The gold check today is brought to you by
He didn't have this one prepared.
Spiegels, Filthy Edge. Take care of your partner with Filthy Edge.
Oh, we got a rift in the mid, but it looks like they might be able to take this thing
Nah,
out before anything
Oh,
happens.
but it's
Oh
pressure for the
my
Baron. They're
goodness.
sneaking the Baron. They had no idea. That's gonna be a
And
great
the
call.
Baron is down. That was
Wow.
pretty
They
amazing.
thought they were recalling, but they had so much damage on the
That
Baron.
was sneaky. That was sneaky. Baron is sponsored by Minions, by the way, proving red and purple and blue and purple go together.
If it's a little blurry, give a refresh option. Usually that's shouldn't be from our side. So give your browser a refresh. Brought to you by Doran's Dutiful Shields Emporium.
Refillable potion.
Refillable potion. Refresh.
Brought
Look
to
at
you
the
by
refresh.
Exactly right.
Doran's Refillable Potion.
Who's that guy?
You can find all these items at your local emporium,
At the local fountain.
local fountain. Yes.
Local fountain.
So this will be interesting. We saw the rift. That was a very sneaky rift. What would you call that? A boom rift sneak. Well, they threw the rift, and then they
But they
went
need
and
to
got
be
Baron.
looking mid, and yes, they are. The ulti comes out. Beginner's Mind does have to flash away. Apocalypse is looking for the ulti. TSS Strange just soaks up so much damage, but Cassidon on
that-
the backside. Now Apocalypse is getting stuck. Warwick is getting locked down. He's going to take a lot of damage. The knockup from Rogue Otters is so good, but Shiny Ninetales is just tearing through the front line over on the left side. He's being untouched. He does get the kill, and Shiny Ninetales is online. Zones also gets a kill. And Bane is here, and the pressure is going to probably be too much. That is the fight that you don't want.
Well, once they, you know,
Oh, I
everybody
don't think they
focused
can
on
come
that
back.
Warwick, everybody else just knocked him out.
Yeah, and Flory with some quick moves. And what was interesting is Warwick got on Flory, and Flory casted into over that wall, but was still taking all that damage.
Yeah, he just buffered that.
And then
right at
popped
the
back
right
in,
time.
got the kill on Warwick, but then popped back over. So good plays. Yeah, the earlier on that Coach Dubs did not go down in the mid lane under that turret right before that Drake, and was able to recall and buy without a kill. Oh, the hook comes in from Nautilus. Here comes the headshot, and
But
Rakan
also
able to
the lack
flash
of-
and just, or not flash, but
No,
able
that's
to
it.
just
That was just
Rakan
his
away.
W. Just Rakan away. Let's see his
Bane
grand
running
entrance
down to the
away.
bottom to get that
He
tower.
took his grand entrance out.
See you later. Well, while all that action was happening in the top jungle, Bane was able to go down there, hit that other tower,
Take the last few chunks.
a little bit more.
So Vayne, at that pause, was something like 1,500 gold down, and is now 700 gold up on the lane opponent Beginner's Mind.
And we're seeing 1 minute till the next Drake. So if history proves, there will be some action down in the bot river. We'll see how they set that up now. They've got
Yeah,
that
so what happened in the
in-hit
last
down.
fight was Spawn and Baron, they got split up. And that was a huge problem for them, because then it was just free firing from Shiny Ninetales on the Vayne. They can't let that happen again.
There goes that Ziggs
But
ult,
the
though.
Wow.
ulti also
Stay
from
there.
Syad, it just
Cleared the way.
Tokyo drifting to nowhere. And they might just have to get this
checking
one up.
everything out.
Oh no, they're just soaking up so much damage. The tanks are all alone. There are no damage dealers, and all three of them just get the leader. Triple kill comes over for Coach Stubbs. The fight is still going over on the top side. But no, the damage dealers, Beginner's Mind and MG4, just watch their front line just get decimated by the dunk master himself, Coach Stubbs.
Wow. Not only was that a triple kill, that triple kill looked good. I bet all those guys are wearing Skulls jerseys.
I was just watching those health bars. They were all in sync. Just
Yeah,
tick,
they
tick,
were.
tick at the
Crazy.
same
They all
levels,
went
and then just
zoop.
bloop.
It was like Ziggs, Ulti, Rogue Otters, and they were all just like, welcome to the bouncy house. And then Coach Stubbs comes up, W, spinning axe and dead.
There's that other dragon.
Brought to you by the Skulls Triple Kill.
Skulls, triple kill. Look
Coach
good.
Stubbs.
Take lives.
Yeah, 7,500 gold lead too.
Yeah, the second rift was dropped mid for all you bingo players out there.
This is kind of just like panic dropped into the jungle.
Yeah, but it's set up for
they set up the
the
Baron.
Barons. I mean, it was like a total distraction. Like, oh, interesting. Wait, Baron's gone? We got rift. It didn't do anything. Oh crap, they have Baron. So, I mean,
They got the better end of that deal.
yeah, I mean, rift is such a good play for pushing aggression and pushing people around the map where you want them to go. Whether you're trying to set up for a Drake, you can drop it and run. As in comes the, I mean, that Ziggs drop did absolutely nothing.
No, but Ziggs is dealing a ton of damage, and here comes Scion. Watch Beginner's Mind in the backside. He is going to get rooted in. Shiny Ninetales does get the first kill. And Spawn and Baron are just dropping. They just have no health bars. The damage is too much. Beginner's Mind is doing everything he can, but he's all alone now. And now the Bane is here. Flash forward. And that's going to be the game as our first winner. Our players are going to move on to the next round, to the top 4. This is going to be Deathcap for Cutie.
Yeah.
Cap pulled it off once again.
Oh, we just got
and
2
ending it
bingos at the
with
end there too.
a kill. Congratulations to our bingo winners on
Yeah.
that impressive quadra kill. They were just
Yeah, Slaberham Lincoln and Lyrazel picking up those bingos at the end. Quadra kill coming through. All right, well, we're gonna fast track on over to our next game. Sit tight, everybody.
I am gonna have to
I
sign
think you've
off
got to
for
go, right?
this
You've got your
one.
own game.
Possibly. I got a message a minute ago saying we're still looking for a sub, so I'm gonna check that out. Been a pleasure.
All
All
well,
right, good
Congratulations to
stuff,
the
Rick.
winners.
thanks for being here.
Thanks.
Always happy to have you in the casting booth.
Absolutely.
Let's check. I think we might be getting check with old Pathfinder.
I think he's already in the thing.
Oh, old Pathfinder's just hanging out, all silent like.
Hey everybody.
Hey, welcome.
Are we live?
Oh yeah, we're live.
Oh.
We don't ever go off air.
No, I meant like our voices. But oh, okay.
Yes, also that. Yeah, we are here. Welcome, Pathfinder. We're getting loaded in to this next one here. Gonna be a quick turnaround. We got game 2, which is Team Tragesty up against Imyordles. Let's see if you're here. But yeah, so we just saw Deathcap and Spawn a Baron. A 20 minute delay mind game. Yeah, who knows?
Honestly, Coop, I think that game, it was all about Vayne, and it's gonna be like, who's the first, who can like reach Vayne before she kills the entire enemy team, before the health bars go down to 0. And I think, especially that sneaky Baron play right at the 30-minute mark, that was really, really good by Deathcap for Cutie. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was a great play.
That was great vision manipulation. They, caught spawn a Baron with their pants down, and yeah, that Baron just snowballed that game all the way out to the very end. Unfortunately, the team fighting couldn't quite make up for the Vayne deficit, so to speak. So, yep, great job by Deathcap for Cutie, and it's great to see them in the top 4.
Yeah, so keeping their spot, moving on to the next round, and we'll see if our number 1 seed will do the same. Now I did see that in the chat that both people who got bingo were from Imyordles, so who knows? That could be something. Let's see, as we are getting in, are we good to go? I think we're good on our side. If you guys got the pro draft ready,
Oh, I should probably look for that.
it's in the chat.
Bang.
But yeah, so and everybody who's still with us or just joining us, Pathfinder's here. Coach Rick had to go. He's got his own game to play later tonight. But Pathfinder coming in from Texas, and Mr. H, I think you're also from Texas, and I think Rick's from Texas. So basically,
yeah.
we only have casters from Texas.
Unfortunately.
Well, everything's bigger and better in Texas, ain't that right? So now we're gonna have 2 Texas-powered casters brought to you by Sterk's Gage.
No, he's looking up all the item names and stuff. It's
It's
just
like,
like,
what can I turn in to an ad? All right, Timo's honey, the most evil and delicious honey out there. But for real, big shout out and thanks to Skulls and Gloop for being friends of ours, working with Gloop on some like coach clinics kind of stuff. We're trying to figure out better ways to get better stuff in the hands of coaches, and then Skulls is working with us to get a CR jersey, Coach Rivals jersey going, and also proceeds from those sales go to our nonprofit where we're trying to get some grants out to some schools. So you can learn all about that at coachrivals.gg, where any proceeds from Twitch subs and from Patreon and from any merch, all that goes back into the nonprofit foundation. And that's Phoenix Gaming. It's PHNX, Phoenix Gaming Foundation. So check it out. And of course, thanks for being here. And yeah, we're here to watch another game. I'm going to go ahead and swap it over because sometimes the pro draft just happens and I don't want to miss it.
All right, thanks, Coop. Team
I think they're
Tragesty and
waiting.
Imyordles.
Yeah.
Oh, they were still waiting?
Yeah, I think they're waiting on a player.
All
They're
right,
all in the
well-
lobby, but one stepped out, I think.
Okay. Well,
All right, while
gives
we
us
Sorry, I'm
wait,
just opening my shop. Everyone go and open your shop right now while we wait.
yeah, brought to you by Blanks coming up in game 2.
Brought to you by New Skins.
A skin equals win.
That is so
Brought to you
true.
by Elemental Lux. $20 for 1 skin.
That's crazy. What were you gonna say though about Pathfinder? You're about to drop some knowledge maybe on about Tragesty.
Oh right, Team Tragesty and Imyordles. I had the pleasure of watching these 2 teams play it out before. I don't believe against each other, but do have like some insight as to how they play nonetheless. So I think Imyordles, right? They had a little bit of struggle coming up this season, especially around team fighting or positioning. But I think one of Imyordles' like greatest undiscovered strength is their split pushing, especially with Hullbreaker being a thing. I'm very curious to see if Imyordles can get like a split push 1-3-1 comp kind of going, because that's going to be very interesting to see. And I think personally that's going to be the best way they can win this match against Team Tragesty. Oh, and right as we're saying that, the bans are starting out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and speaking about that, they were the very first game of the season. And Tragesty ended up winning in a very late game team fight that was unbelievable.
That was a
And they
huge
ended up
turnaround,
winning
that's
by
right.
I think it was something like 12 gold. That was the gold difference at the end.
Yeah, that was one of the more exciting games, probably because it was the first game, so it was super exciting. But Team Tragesty was down that whole game. I mean, I just was
Yeah.
watching that game going, oof. And then
There's
they
no
just
way.
they
That's what I kept saying.
they
Like,
turned it
I
around. They got
can't
a good
believe they
team
ended
fight,
up
like
getting
you
it.
said, and they just ran it. Um, so yeah, we'll
Right.
see if who's learned what out of this season. This is the only match that matters really for both of these teams now.
Team Tragesty coming in with 3 really important team fight bans. You got the Fiddlesticks, you have the Lulu and Vayne. All 3 are very good in a team fight, especially if like both Lulu and Vayne are picked out. But Imyordles coming back with that Morgana Sivir ban. 2 really good bans, I think, in this meta, while Morgana is still, kind of one of the best champions for support out there right now and being able to be flex pick jungle, as well as Sivir, which is very like reliable, like team fighting ADC that's, not very mechanically aligned, but you will always get reliable damage out of her late game, especially with the Q and the W. And now, as we see Lux being picked up by Team Tragesty, while Xerath and Maokai being picked up by Imyordles.
Yeah, and some of these are targeted bans against some players, and we've seen Nishama on that Sivir, even though it hasn't been respected, it has done some serious damage in letting it through, and now I think Imyordles is saying we're not going to let that happen. Uh, and so we're going to see another Scion play in this one as well. I know that Mesrith, the jungler for Imyordles, is a huge Fiddle player, huge Ivern player. So we've seen some of that Fiddle play. We saw Nocturne with Mesrith last week, but we'll see. We'll see how they play into this as Tragesty is picking up Seraphine, Lux, and Scion.
Ooh, that's a really
Oh,
good counter for Scion there on Immortal's side. Set his ultimate does more damage based on whoever he picks up health. And Scion, very champion who stacks a lot of health because of his passive from his W. That's gonna hurt really like quite a bit if Set just like ult Scion into the back line. You can see 600 to 900 damage in there, like especially late game. And yeah, I think Tragesty's top laner, he's been cosplaying the Baus FFS recently because I've seen his performances on Scion and they're really, really good. But I don't know about this Scion pick into the set because that's a really good answer all around. But now I'm curious, right? Because if they picked set for top lane, where's Maokai going? Is he going support? Is Xerath going mid? This is going to be a bit of an unusual team composition for Imyordles if that's the case.
yeah, I'm with you. Until you brought that up, the entire time I've been assuming Set was gonna go top. But speaking about the Scion in our last game went 0-3 and still had a major impact in those fights. Whether that was positive or negative, still had major impact. And I think that's gonna be like something that Tragedy is gonna rely on later. Just like it doesn't matter how you do in lane, like you can lose to the set, you can lose your entire tower, but you're gonna have an ultimate that's gonna be useful.
Yeah, you'll be able to carry through as long as you need to. At least you can, like you said, have something to do instead of some champs, which if it's too late, you're almost
Your
fodder
award.
for them to become gold. Yeah, you're a ward.
And so knowing the Shama, he loves the Zaya pick into the Nocturne. Anything that can just dive on you, Zaya ulti, going invulnerable, going untargetable. It's just like, what's the point? And then immediately you get stunned up and the Nocturne's dead. So like, welcome, like welcome
Welcome
in.
to the
There's just
League
so
of
much.
Zaya.
I know there's so much peel. I wonder what they're gonna pick up for the jungle here. I think they're gonna get something that can carry through. He has played Kindred before,
Oh,
so
Kindred would
some
be a
extra
nasty pickup
damage.
here.
Yeah.
But on that note, Zaya, as you can
Okay.
see, she just got banned. I mean, not banned, buffed on patch 11.15. Her ultimate cooldown's now decreased on all 3 ranks, and we see Kane picked up by Team Tragesty. Looking at the amount of melee that there is in Immortals, there's like Nocturne, Set, and Maokai. I think it's gonna be Red Kane, but you never know, right? But Immortals Misfortune pick, I think that's like a so-so pick into Team Tragesty's team comp because Misfortune doesn't have any innate mobility to deal with the Scion ultimate or Lux Q, and nonetheless, if Kane does end up going um, blue Kane, that Misfortune is going to be a really squishy target.
Yeah, and
And
that's the current build right now is the blue assassin Kane with Gore Drinker. Makes it stupid tanky.
yeah, I think then Immortals has to rely on like the power of set engage, landing multiple CCs on the back line, and having Misfortune as a follow-up option. But What do you think? Who's gonna win draft today here?
Well, I'm not until they actually make their selections and their trades. I'm not convinced that Set is going to be support or top or Maokai either. I
Set jungle.
Misfortune is a Coach Mustang special on support.
Oh, you might be right about that.
Really?
If we can see a
Ooh.
It
Seraph
is.
Misfortune bot lane,
I don't like it, but I know that she plays it.
no, it's viable.
She's done
It's
a ton
viable.
of damage with it too.
It's like the new brand support. Just pump
Yeah,
out the damage.
AP Misfortune, a max E first, build Liandry's.
Well, we did see that last time Imyordles played, Mesrith was on that Nocturne, and there was some talk in the chat about build, and we'll see if this time around they're going to change things up from the last build, which was full damage, it looked like, and wasn't able to sustain very much. And
Well, that's Set top
yep, so
so
set top
far.
It is set top.
and Scion top also, just to clarify, in case anyone was wondering.
Yeah, everyone was a little bit confused about that.
I think quite a bit of the game hinges on Imyordles top laner being able to get this advantage of being set top in lane so that he can then use the advantage to affect the other lanes, right? So if the set can generate a lot of pressure, that could lead to more invades from Nocturne, could lead to kills on mid, especially with, Seraphine, who doesn't have a lot of mobility, assuming if it's either Seraphine or Lux, neither of them have a lot of mobility. But I think a lot of pressure now rests on that set shoulders to solo carry this game, in my sincere opinion.
As a top lane main, Robbie, what do you see? You like set, right? You're big,
Well,
or Silas, set
I'm a
Silas.
big believer. So in the last Rift Happens, they asked which lane has the most influence or which position has the most influence. There were absolutely no votes for top lane because you could win lane, you can go 3-0, you can go 0-3. Doesn't even matter. Like once you join the team fights, are you going to be useful? Are you going to be making the right plays? That's what matters. And it's like I don't know. I don't think top lane is the lane that you can win with unless you're like 6-0 and you're just like
Well, we saw some of those big
one-shotting
plays
people.
from that Darius in the game before.
Okay, what did he finish? Did he finish like 6-0 because he got his 3 kills in lane and then got that triple kill? And I think that's the only time I saw
That
him.
might actually have been it. But also soaked up a ton of damage. There were a couple fights where Darius was the target for Spawn a Baron, which is just a bit of a miscalculation in where to go. But one of the things about being a sustained top lane champ is if they pick you, they're not hitting someone else, and so just not dying is part of that champ's build. Like if you soak up enough damage, they can't get through you as that tank, and that strategy works. So we'll see. We'll see what happens in this one, but it is definitely going to be Misfortune in ADC and Maokai in support.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Our
careful,
theories
Coop.
are all wrong.
All right, we are about to pop into our. Let's see if I can time this perfectly. Probably not. Well, big shout out to everybody in the chat, and thanks for being here. Of course, sticking around for another Thursday of Coach Rivals. This is the playoffs for competitive. The Learning League is finishing up next week, so their finals will be next week. Going to try and get that on the stream for some to give them some love and check out how that's going to go. And then the finals for this will be in 2 weeks, so we still have 3 weeks of league summer play to go. And if you've been watching the Rocket League season, we still have to figure out how to fully officially determine the best of a 3-way tie.
So I was having an idea if we do like a 3v3 where like each player on like they're on separate teams and then like you calculate the points at the end. I don't know.
Okay. 2v2v2.
Well, like I mean, a player can like who's on the same team who doesn't want like their teammate to score because then they're gonna get points. It's just like I'm just gonna go block the net now.
Bro, this is what 3 goal custom maps are supposed to be about. so that it can be a 2v2v2 in one game, and then it's like just a free for all. Whoever scores the most goals wins.
I'm into that.
Yep.
So what a tangent. But yeah, big thanks to everybody being out there, and of course a big shout out to Skulls and their jerseys. Check them out, and Gwoop and its training programs. And of course a big shout out to Patty with Bingo. So if you haven't gotten Bingo, the link is in the chat. Hex Tech goes to the 2 first winners. She's got all the deets if you need them, but it's pretty simple. Just click a link and get a card. And of course, any and all subs and Patreon subs and merch sales all go to our nonprofit foundation, Phoenix Gaming Foundation, where we're trying to put together some grants for some schools, and we've got more information on that coming. But we are going to get started with some League in just a minute, so sit tight and we'll be right back.
That's what I like to hear.
I'm not sure what happened. Am I doing play-by-play or am I doing
Oh yeah,
analysis?
do play by play.
Okay, cool. I like that.
All right, let's see. We're gonna have a lot of pings from the blue team over. Could this be a potential
So
invade?
waiting for it. Mazeth always goes and he puts down this word. Oh, but he sees a flash away. He's okay. That was a good Q check from the Nocturne.
Yeah, very good. Good flash, although it is gonna be a win for the blue team. They pick up that control ward as well as the Nocturne flash, which cannot be understated. Kane.
Nocturne wants to just power form, I think. So like, I mean, if there's an invade, he won't be able to get away. So that might be a situation where he's gonna be like, oh, I wish I had my flash, but I think it's not gonna be too big a deal.
Minions have spawned.
Needs to just power form, reach 6, and then just ult on cooldown pretty much.
Nocturne has a pretty decent level 3 gank though, because you know with the fear and the spell
Yeah.
shield. All right, but I think apart from that, it's gonna be a very ordinary kind of start. You know, Team Tragesty, they got that flash, but little else.
It'll be really important to watch how these junglers are going to meet. You see them both starting on the bot side of the map. Everyone knows they're starting on the bot side of the map. So like you said, yeah, level 3 is going to be very important for Nocturne, but it's going to be about like, okay, what is he going to do in the top lane?
Now we see Coach Magros in the bush, and it's gonna be a max rank Q right onto the set's face. So loses the
And
trade,
ends up
though.
getting the worst of that trade. Set doesn't care. He's got that passive that just heals him up, but Aiden getting some good trades into the mid lane already. Seraphine close to half health.
Well,
Oh,
that's
but
gonna
Coach
be a
Magros
stun.
down to 100 top lane.
Oh, come on, Set. You know you want to flash on him. He's got 100 and change HP.
And
You
you've
got
got the
this.
level advantage. Oh, what did he start? He started his Haymaker, his W shield. Oh, Coach Magros is going to be able to push those minions away now.
Yep, as we can see, Coach Magros, he's opted out for the Corrupting Potion, and I think that's a very good choice because that gives you enough mana to cast your W to mitigate some damage, and it gives you good end-lane sustain. Because as you know, Set, he's not a range opponent, so the value of Dorn's Shield isn't really going to be very good here.
Well, I mean, yeah, but at the same time, it does neglect or it does defend against some of those auto attacks that are going to be really, it's going to be really helpful early game. Get a little bit more sustained, but I do like the pot start. But Eric is
There's
here.
going to be a gank up top.
He's Nocturne isn't showing up. Blue Dragon is all alone. Haymaker comes out, and the flash forward for the first blood. He does get the kill. Flash forward from Eric. He's going to get slowed with the red buff and the counter kill, but first blood going over to Blue Dragon on Set.
That was a really good turn from Blue Dragon. He sees the opportunity after hitting that Haymaker onto the Scion, and then Fistful of Qs comes out, and he was able to get a 1-for-1. So really good job by the Set. Shame that he couldn't get out, but he did force the Cane Flash as well, so just good top laning in general.
A little bit of a trade in bot. No, they're going to decide just to hit each other once and then back off.
Looking at Set's build path, I see he's going for a more defensive build here with boots and the cloth armor. I don't really agree with that because I think if you were going to go to a more defensive build, having Ruby Crystal is also good because it boosts your W damage. Oh, that's a really good cancel on the Scion Q.
Scion's just going to keep getting tankier and tankier. Like we were talking about earlier, even a CS, even though he does have the Daz, he does have 3 pots again, has boots, has pretty much the exact same items. So it's not really hurting. Let's see if Blue Dragon controls this wave though.
Yeah, this is going to be a good freezing opportunity for Blue Dragon if he can get that. Ooh, good fistful of punches there, but I don't think Blue Dragon is opting for the freeze. He's thinning out the wave a little bit too much for a freeze to happen.
He's definitely just going to keep pushing. Yeah, we're keeping eyes on this top side right now. Not much going else. Aiden playing pretty safe in that mid lane on Xerath. Has an idea that Kane is hanging around.
Yeah, good on Aiden. 10 CS lead. Good poke onto that Seraphine.
But now
we see a gank happening on the bot side.
Gank on the bot side, as well as a gank in the mid lane. But on the bot side, we have Coach Mustang going in. The fear does come out. Piper Mario down to 10 health and is dead. Messer does get the kill, and in the meantime, Aiden does flash away from the king, preventing the kill. But Eric29 is looking to get up some gold, get a kill, looking forward in this bot lane to see what's possible. But might not end up where he wants to end up. Is there going to be a heal available to flash away? And it is available now. Didn't need it at all. The ulti comes out, and Aiden snipe from the mid lane. Mesrit got his flashback just in time for that fight.
That was just amazing teamwork all around from Imyordles, especially during the start when they were going on to the Lux. English teacher actually healed, and because she healed, she actually got the assist onto the Lux. And I think Eric29, he was really good trying to scope out that Nocturne, but ultimately, like, he was too aggressive, allowed himself to be collapsed on by 2 other people. Really good late flash by Mesra to deny him the kill too.
I
So
think you were
overall,
just spamming that. It might
play.
have just come up from when he hasn't had flashed this entire game.
Yeah.
All right, so we just heard from our producers that he's going to get a replay of that flash and see the timing exactly when that came up. Just wait for that.
Imagine if it didn't come up, like, you know, like for 10 extra seconds, and he would have been dead right there.
I know, yeah, for sure. He's not getting away, and I'm sure Eric29 is like, oh, okay, so Mesrit doesn't have his flash. I'm going to be able to push forward. I'm going to be able to, you know, possibly get a counter kill here, and it's just like, nope. Flash is here now.
Right, the goal gold situation is in favor of Imyordles. They're 1.5k gold in the lead, and now they're going to pick up that Mountain Drake. Really, really good Drake overall, especially for Set and Maokai, who both utilize, tanky itemization.
All right, I'm getting flashbacks. So when I casted this game 8 weeks ago, it was the exact same thing. Oh no! Hopefully both teams have the experience to not lose their nerves and just be able to play this game out. Keep that gold lead. Keep playing aggressive.
Well, you see a teleport coming in from Scion in the top side. It's gonna be face breaker, but oh my god,
But
Set does no damage.
No,
against
not
this
anymore.
tanky
Just because he
tank of
went the
Scion.
plated steel catch, just like you were talking about.
Yeah, imagine if he had the Iron Spike whip here, or oh my god, he really does no damage. I mean,
Yeah, because he's trading into a Balmy Cinder against the Scion. He's regretting that pro guides build. Oh, Eric 29 and Mesrith are all hanging around here in the bot lane. Okay, Eric 29 deciding this is the time to go. Nishama does ulti. Mesrith just go forward. Misfortune ult comes out, and here comes Blue Dragon on the backside. Ulti comes in from Aiden in the mid lane. Flash forward. Blue Dragon's going as deep as he can. The RKO comes out, but that's not going to be enough. And now Scion has free reign in the top, and Drake Prime has free reign in the mid. As they get a kill, they get 2 kills, and they get the best of that trade.
What a play there from the Xayah. She waited and waited and waited, and then she pulled out the ultimate and pulled back all of her feathers, hitting all 3 members of Team Imyordles. That was just all Xayah play right there. And and to add insult to injury, Scion is just getting free plates and minions out in top lane, while Set, his teleport really didn't do much in favor of Imyordles. So that's a huge tempo swing in favor of Team Tragesty.
Yeah, that was nuts. They've cleaned up. Tragedy's cleaned up their early game. I was kind of feeling it. I was kind of feeling like, oh my god, this is gonna be a replay of what's happened to them before. Lose the early game, win the late game. But no, they were there to answer. It's great positioning.
Well, it was a very good ult for Mesrith, especially to rescue the duo of Imyordles. But I think unfortunately they kind of ventured off too far into the fight without knowing how much damage Xayah can do with those feathers of hers. So that's just the only miscalculation, in my opinion, from Team Tragesty. But so far, now the gold's just evened up. It's just going to be one Mountain Drake that calls it between these 2 teams. Ooh, Blue Dragon with the haymaker
Now
straight
looks
to Scion's
like-
face.
Yeah, both the junglers are here in the top side too. Mesrith has the ulti available, could just turn around. Here comes Eric 29. He's looking to go in. And the ulti comes out. Coach Magros does go forward. Ulti comes in from Nocturne. Is he going to get there in time? Blue Dragon down to 10 HP. Already used the face breaker, but now the ulti from Aiden in the mid lane. Ulti also from the Kane. But Kane does go down, possibly a red buff kill. Aiden is now here to keep the pressure on in the top lane, but he's going to lose the pressure in the mid lane for Drake Prime.
That was a really good play from Aiden there to rescue the play. He has been roaming really well, using his ultimate to help out both his bot lane and his top lane. So props to Aiden for saving that play. The Nocturne did come out to make it a 1-for-1, although the initial gank setup was really, really good from Imyordles. So either way, they were gonna lose Blue Dragon out there unless he was significantly more ahead. But really good plays from both the Kane and the Xerath. It's a shame that the Kane died during his ultimate. If he was a Master Yi, I would have been screaming but he was an alpha right now. But yeah, that's gonna be a good plate pickup here from Scion. They're both even in terms of CS, but I think the plate
Scion, has a 300 gold lead because of those plates.
That's gonna be a failed gank from Mesrith. He tried to get something out there,
But they're trying to get the plates back into the favor of the top lane, but top lane didn't have the lane in his favor, and it's just gonna be 2 plates going into the jungler's hands.
Update on that Kane build. It looks like he's actually going to be red Kane here. Oh, that's going to be a really good route from the Lux into Coach Mustang, and Eric29 finishes him off. Really good play by
Oh
the
yeah,
Kane.
my camera was not having anything about that. It was just looking at what was going on the top lane. Until you called it out, I was like, what is going on?
I think because of that fight, they're going to get both the Skull Crab and the Drake here. Team Tragesty. I'm gonna say the Ocean Drake is probably not gonna be as valuable as the Mountain Drake in terms of, you know, straight up like stats and like value. But now we see the Infernal Drake come out.
But the
Ooh,
fight going in, Eric29 is looking to keep pushing forward. He's gonna have to walk away here because now all 4 of Imyordles are here. Mesrith is just gonna walk the Kane backward, ulti forward. Eric29 does get the kill, and now he's gonna flash away. He's gonna keep going. There's no way to catch him. Misfortune ulti comes out, is making it the bullet time come out, but that's Eric29 just walking away.
all I have to say is Gore Drinker brought to you by Infinite Sustain. That Kane is so darn hard to kill. He was 1v4 it like at one point during that fight, and he still managed to get away. Mesrith would be fuming if because of that play. I certainly would if I was a Nocturne. But yeah, that was really like ballsy play coming out from Eric there.
Yeah, it's just been Eric's just been going forward. He hasn't been getting punished. They haven't had great vision on their jungle entrances, and it's just like, oh, surprise, here's Kane.
Here's Kanye as Piper Maru couple seconds ago just threw out the zoning ultimate onto Coach Mustang, who's taken below half HP. The next Drake that's going to be an Infernal is going to spawn in 3.5 minutes, giving these two teams a pretty good opportunity to, maybe scale into their next item, as we see a small trade coming out in the mid lane in favor of the Xerath, showing how range can be a superior stat in a matchup. Ooh, but I think every time I see Sion up in the top lane, he's gonna have like another 50 to 100 more health from his like previous back, because his W scaling is so insane, because every minion he kills he gets like 6 health, is that correct? And that makes him a very good scaling tank indeed.
Yeah, and he's already got his mythic already. Blue Dragon hasn't finished, but there's a fight into the mid lane. Ulti comes out, and but Kane is here. He can't be stopped. He's gonna keep ulting. He's gonna keep going untargetable. Coach Mustang is trying to get it, but that's gonna be double kill, and now it's gonna be the 3rd kill going over to Drake Prime, and that's also probably going to be the mid lane. English teacher is here, but they're all full health.
Okay, Faker, what was that? Honestly, Riot, you should have nerfed Kane there at the last patch, because it seems he's mighty strong right up until now.
Yeah, the thing with Kane is you've got to track him, and you've got to put him behind early, and he pretty much just did whatever he wanted for the most part. Got a kill early into the top lane, and just like hasn't been punished since, and can't get punished anymore.
Yeah, looks like I have a new champion to play when I'm autofilled jungle. That champion looks spicy right now.
I played Kane for the first time in the ARAM jam, rejamming or something. And yeah, I'm not gonna say that. And I was like, oh my god, this guy is so good.
Yes, Freelo. Jinx. Ooh, small trade coming up on the top lane. That's honestly the only thing I see coming up to top. Set pushes in the wave, hits Sion a couple times, and then Sion resets the wave under his turret, and then wash, rinse, repeat.
Yeah, Sion isn't even as behind as he was in the last game. He's pretty even. Nocturne's looking forward, but he's 2 levels down. Eric29 doesn't care at this point. He's got such a huge lead. The knockout comes out. Mesrith is going to go. The spell shield comes out, but doesn't block anything. Eric29 is going to keep going forward. Mesrith, again, the flash is available. And he is able to get out. Blue Dragon was trying to follow the fight. The big ulti onto the Sion, but it doesn't do enough damage, even though it's level 11. Haymaker comes out, but it doesn't do enough. Coach Magros does miss the Q on the Scion, but it's gonna go choo-choo straight down his throat as Set is sent back to the fountain.
Two things of note there. I think the first thing that makes Mesrith so squishy is because he went and opted for Kraken Slayer to be his mythic instead of the traditional Stride Breaker.
Oh, but
And
ulti
then-
is here again. It's gonna be Kane. He's feared, and he gets shut down. He can't ulti through the fear. Didn't even have it available. Aiden does get a few of the ultis onto Drake Prime. Drake Prime's gonna go golden, but I don't think this is where he wants to be. And the shutdown goes over to Misfortune. That's gonna be some good gold into her pocket.
This is a very critical chain of events because this is going to be the third Drake, and whoever gets this third Drake, and it's an Infernal Drake, it's going to cause the tempo to swing in their favor quite a bit, especially right now where Team Tragesty, they need every single advantage they can get because they're already 3k gold down.
Red team has slain the dragon.
Yeah, maybe if we have 2 more Mountain Drakes, the top lane set will finally come online.
That'll be good, but we're just gonna get Infernals. It'll be a lot of fire.
Yes, and for every single Infernal Drake that Imyordles gets now, it's gonna be much better for them, especially late into the game. It's gonna basically mitigate or start mitigating the gold lead that Team Tragesty has built up over them.
Scion does ult to the top lane, and he's able to pick up the farm. Prevents the turret from going down too. Kane invading on the bot side as well.
We see a bot rotate coming up onto the top side. They might be making a play for Herald here, or maybe even looking for a cheeky gank, but I think they get spotted out by the ward and set backs off. As a
But they're going to
response.
be looking to keep the pressure on. Eric29 is just going to come roam over and start this up. Do a bit of zoning on Mesrith. Mesrith did catch up in levels, so doesn't feel too scared of him. Eric29 going in. Blue Dragon's going to get the huge Haymaker onto 3. Is he going to get the ulti? Ulti does come down, and he's still alive in the backside. Mesrith is still doing some damage, but Scion is here. He's going to deal out as much as possible. Mesrith does walk away with 10 health. Kill for the Xerath! And Blue Dragon does get another big Haymaker. Eric29's over on the top side. He's looking for Mesrith. Mesrith is still taunting him. He's still flipping and sliding away. Coach Magros does kill Coach Mustang over on the backside, but English teacher is still moving forward. He can't get slowed down. Flash away from the knockup, but what a fight. Mesrith lasted so long. Blue Dragon I thought was going to go down, but ended up getting the ulti, getting some huge splash damage, and then the crowding together from Team Tragesty is what really cost them there.
Yeah, absolutely. That was just a huge Haymaker out from Blue Dragon 9450, showing us how to use that spell onto the set. Honestly, that was a clinic on how to play set. And Aiden with really good ultimates and like really long range damage into that fight to support Blue Dragon and help him survive. Really good teamwork coming out of Team Imyordles here. They're definitely showing improvement from when their first when they first started playing out in week 1. That was just impressive team fighting all around, and it was unfortunate, but Team Tragesty, they were kind of split up by the terrain in that team fight where you know, Xayah found herself to be over the Baron pit, not being able to lay down her damage, and now we see vision control by Lux and Xayah onto the Baron pit. Will there be another Baron sneak this game?
Even though they lost that fight, they were able to get back here and set up the vision. So now Imyordles are going to have a difficult time walking into their topside jungle to set that up. But the ulti comes out onto Drake Prime. Drake Prime is going to keep pushing forward, and it just 3 hits, and he is sliced and diced down. Mesrith just walks away unpunished.
Yeah, good play there by Mesrith. He realized that the Seraphine was just out alone. There was really no one to come help her. But now we see another fight starting. Alright, this fight is going to be really chaotic here. Kane into the back line. It's going to be a knock-up onto the Mesrith. set, unable to join the fight, and it looks like it's going to be already over. Kane with that triple kill, the power of Kanye coming through. And even more crucially, Baron comes up in 53 Dragon comes up in 53 seconds, right? So if Team Tragesty can finish out this Baron and rotate right to Dragon and get that as well, there's going to be a huge tempo swing in their favor. They already have the turret lead, they already have the kill lead and the gold lead. I think this is what it's going to take to seal the game. Alright, we see Xerath ulting into the pit here. Let's see if a steal can come out from the side of Imyordles. Oh, Xerath ultimate. The blue team has slain Baron Nashor, but that's going to be a massive ultimate by the set onto the backline. Follow up by the Nocturne, but he's going to be charmed from the get-go. Mesrith has got the ADC though. It's going to be a very chaotic team fight. 3v3 right as Kane gets killed. It's going to be 2v2 and it's a deletion by the Xerath onto the Seraphine. What a play. Good aim, great damage, and it's going to be all members of Team Tragesty being shut down. Their Barons gone. Their lives gone. Advantage Team Imyordles.
Alright, and I actually disconnected in that fight too, so...
No, that fight was too hot, it just broke your internet connection.
No, Edmund just like, he just comes up and he's like, I am here, I will save the day, and he just... Great shot Cutie, and like, Jesus.
Bro, they need to get this Fire Drake right now. They did a great job in the last team fight, but if they squander their time, like the time that they gained, and not get this Fire Drake, it's gonna be...
This entire time, Imyordles have not won a single match this season, and they are going fist for fist with the top team in the league. This is gonna be the first win.
Yep, that's just how balanced this teams can be, and it shows how a team's performance week by week can really affect the way they either win or lose games. But still, it's gonna be a really good Drake pickup for the side of Imyordles. They're gonna have a massive advantage now, and a 3k gold lead this late into the game, it's not.
Oh no, here
too
comes
bad.
Xayah. Xayah's moving forward, can't get away from the fear, and it's gonna be all the ultis come out, and that's gonna be Messer going down. He looked for Neshama, Neshama held on just long enough. Does get healed by Piper Maru just for safekeeping, but wow, that was an attempt.
Mesrith tried to do what he did to Drake Prime just a couple of minutes ago, but that it didn't work out this time because the Xayah had the support from from the Seraphine, and the Kane really reliable there with the follow up with that knock up to lock up the Nocturne. So he's gonna be out of action for 10 extra seconds. Fortunately for Team Imyordles, they do not have any objectives to fight over while the Nocturne is dead. So, you know, not the worst, but definitely not the best either.
Yeah, I'm sure they're just counting down the minutes to get that Soul Drake, but
Ooh, really good
that is going to be half the health going down. Aiden does get a little bit cut too forward, going half health for half health on Eric 29.
Well, Eric 29, he is very accelerated, this Red Kane. He's 12, 4, and 6, level 15, the highest level of anyone in this game. And he's already got 3 items completed. He got the Sterix Gauge, Muramana, and the Gore Drinker complete. That's going to be tons of sustain, tons of damage coming out from this Red Kane.
Yeah, it's going to be super exciting to see what kind of damage he soaks and what kind of damage he outputs. But here comes the ulti forward from Mesrith. He's still looking on the side lane, but this is not where he wants to be. He can't get away this time. This was not the best decision. He can't catch him this time, and this is going to be Drake Prime. Oh no! Oh yes, Drake Prime does get the kill, but almost gives his life for it.
Mesrith, you're not high enough level to be going 1v2 into their bot lane. I mean, he did see the opportunity, I suppose, but he just doesn't have enough levels or gold to be able to make that play work. I think he really should have farmed out his jungle, or, you know, maybe just reset for a better item prior to making that play. But, you know, again, there's not really any objectives to fight for currently, so it's still
Hey, they
not
finally
the
got that
worst.
top turret.
Finally got that turret. It's gonna be 27 minutes for the top. turret to go down.
Money in my pocket.
Yeah, and being answered here by Piper Maru, Lux is looking to stop the split push set, but that's not gonna be the one who does it. Pings are coming out over there. Nothing is happening on this map right now.
Yep, Mesrith, if you're listening out here, listen, buddy. Your ult is really, really good for following up on team fights. Don't be just trying to make picks unless, like, you know for sure you get all of that vision and of where your enemies are on the map. Instead, follow up from a set engage, or like let Set or Maokai do the tanking for you, and then close their curtains down on them as they try to, you know, disengage from the set, because you know how W can be so powerful inside of team fights. But now we see 58 seconds to the next Baron. Yeah, everyone has ult up except
But also,
Lux.
there's 1 minute on the Dragon. Do they go for the trade here?
I think the best play that Team Tragesty should go is to try to prevent that dragon from being taken. But Team Imyordles, they have to get this next dragon. This next dragon is going to be so crucial for buffing their prospects for the late game, especially since they're kind of still in a gold deficit right now.
Yeah. Well, kind of talking about that importance for it, I think they should just go and trade it, and they themselves, the Imyordles, take the Baron, give up the Dragon. It's not going to hurt them. They can fight for the next one, and then they can continue to scale up because they have that Baron. They can't get pushed in so easily.
Yeah, that's right. Unless, what if they decide to bet the game here and now?
Looks like, yeah, if you lose this fight, that's going to be double buffs. It might even be the game. Nobody wants to give it up. The pokes have to come out. Aiden is
That's a
going to be
crucial
looking.
ward. That's a crucial ward for Team Tragesty, because now they know
it's
where
dead.
everyone else. Now it's dead. But now Coach Mustang doesn't have enough. He doesn't have the scrying orb for
but they
clearing
have
the
the
wards
saplings.
in the river. There's going to be very tense, you know,
Yes.
positioning
Oh,
from
here comes the
both teams.
fight. Mesrith does get the ulti down, but hasn't gone in yet. The ulti onto the side. That's gonna be unfortunate. Everyone just gets deleted. Piper Maru does send an ulti out. Blue Dragon goes down on the backside. Coach Mustang trying to soak up as much damage as possible. They do get a kill on the backside. Eric 29 is still alive. Aaron is here. Aiden is going to be doing damage. English teacher is dishing it out, and it's going to be triple kill, quarter kill. It's a kill going over to Misfortune.
Oh my god! They were kind of right to bet the game on this fight, weren't they? That set ultimate, so creamy into the backline, haymaker to follow up just for good measure, and that was just perfect team fighting from Blue Dragon. Team Tragesty, they were able to wrangle some power back in that team fight because of the sheer, you know, accelerated state of Kane. But oh my god, really good team fighting duo by Aiden and English teacher there to finish off the rest of Team Tragesty. The Zhonya's to save himself from the Kane, the flash from the Misfortune to kill the Seraphine. Oh, just amazing team fighting, especially from two teams of this caliber.
And also, along with that analysis was Mesrith. He ulted, but I never saw him go in. So the vision just never came out. They're like, when is he going to go in? And that terror is in the minds of Team Tragesty.
Absolutely, it does psychological
Imyordles are
damage as
still
well
in
as
it.
physical damage. So really
They
good.
now have the Soul Drake, and now they're going to be looking for this Baron with the Soul Drake power. They just showed them what they can do, and all the ultis are back. Yeah, sure, there are a couple flashes missing, but all the ultis are there, and they're going to be pressuring them.
500 gold shutdown on the Misfortune. 3 items picked up, as well as the boots and Executioner's Calling. This Misfortune's going to do a lot of damage to whoever she manages to touch.
Eric
But she
29
will
is
be-
looking to get a flank. They're looking for Eric. Blue Dragon, he
Yes,
sees him.
Where's Eric? Where's Waldo? Let's see. If Eric gets picked here, I think I'm gonna call it the game as good as done.
Yes, if he
as
gets
well.
picked, he's low, and that's gonna be, he's going for it. Blue Dragon is the one he's on the huge Misfortune, huge ult from coming out from Seraphine, and now Eric 29 is full health. He's cleaning up the fight. He just lasted so long. He was the bait, and you got jebaited.
Oh my god, that Scion and Kane like knock-up duo did so much work there. They tried to disengage initially because Eric was
And you
getting
called
low.
it one way, but this is going to be the game going over against Imyordles. Team Tragesty looks like they're going to be pushing for the win. There's 15 seconds on the next dead timer, and that's only going to be the Maokai.
Yeah, but honestly, that Scion ult into the Scion Q and the Kane W just did so much
and
work.
crucial
Backline was locked
set
up.
never ulted.
Yeah, Set never ulted. He only managed to get like a half.
Coach
W
Mustang
into
is
that.
alive, but only level 12. The turret, the Nexus is going down to 100 HP. Here comes the ulti and one last hit, and that's gonna be Team Tragesty again. The close call against Imyordles, but Imyordles weren't able to hold on, and that's gonna be the victory as they move on to the next round. Undefeated.
Team Tragesty had to fight so hard for that one. I think I could hear them sweating from here. But honestly, well fought for both teams. It turns out the team fight's gonna decide it. Eric showing us a clinic on how to play Kane, and as well Coach Magros, really good. The Baus FFS cosplay coming out from him, especially during that last team fight. Oh man, there were so many crucial, minutes and seconds and like milliseconds in the last few minutes. That is gonna be a game to replay again and again and again.
Yeah. I'm just so excited. I mean, Imyordles, they didn't win a game all season. And they come into the first round of playoffs and they're handling it like this. Like, at no point do I feel like Imyordles were a team to shrug off. They did so well all season long, and it's just like hats off to them. They almost took down the first place team here, and
Twice. They almost did it in the first game of the
they
whole
almost
season.
did it twice, exactly. It was just it's such a great story to hear from them. Wow, what a match from them.
Yep, looking at the damage, Kane with the max damage, followed by Misfortune, and then Set, and then Xerath, and then Scion. So that's the top 5 for the damage for game 2. But yeah, wow. Team Tragesty, I think it's still their achievement cannot be understated. Just fighting back against 3 Infernals and 1 Mountain Drake and Infernal Drake's Soul. That's not an easy thing to do, especially into a team comp like Imyordles with heavy hitters like Set and uh, the really good ultimate from the Nocturne. So that was just a really good team fighting, especially late game from them. So yeah, Team Tragesty, they're looking pretty good to take the entire cup.
Well,
What an incredible
yeah.
game. I'm glad I was able to view this game and cast this game. I was so excited. I want to see Imyordles in the finals, but unfortunately we won't see them. But Team Tragesty is going to keep steamrolling ahead. It's going to be an interesting matchup to see
Yeah,
how they do in the next round.
so much
Yep.
drama and back and forth, and all those fights were just edge of the seat. We
Yeah.
just
Team Tragesty hashtag no tragedy brought to you by Sterix Gage, Red Bull, and Adderall.
well, ah man, that was exciting. Thanks everyone. This is the first of the playoffs. We've got another round next week and some games in between, and we are going to uh, get away to get the Learning League finals next week on stream as well. Give them some love, and yeah, good games, super exciting and fun to watch as always. And of course, everyone out there on the stream and the channel, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for the subs and anything from coachrivals.gg. Of course, remember all that stuff goes back to the foundation, to the nonprofit to build some grants. So thank you in advance for that. And we will see you next week, and possibly on Tuesday, and maybe some lunch streams as we go. So just stick around and watch out for the notifications. But we'll be back.
Awesome.
Thanks for
Good
watching,
night.
guys. Night.